G'day legends, I hope you're all amazing. On today's video, we have the brand new Soldano ASTRO 20, a 20 watt all tube amplifier with 3 channels and a very interesting galaxy feature on here that lets you assign different gain modes to each of those channels. There's a built-in reactive load and IR loader with the ability to select between different IRs or your own IRs on here. I'm so excited to be able to check this out. This has been such a treat to play around with for the last few weeks. Let's hear it in a little jam and then we'll go through some tones both with a real cabinet and using the reactive load. I can't wait. Started, I've got my PRS DGT plugged straight into the ASTRO 20 that is going out to a Marshall 1960 TV cab loaded with 25 watt greenbacks. I've mic'd it with a single SM57 off axis. I have the humbuckers tapped on this guitar at the moment and I'm on the neck pickup. Let's start out on channel number 1, which is your very straightforward clean channel with 2 controls. There is a volume and tone control on there. There's also a 3-way bright switch I will play around with. Let's hear the neck pickup. That was pretty much idiot-proof if you just start with both controls in the middle and play around with the bright cap. Depending on the guitar you've got, you're probably going to have a preference that works across all of that. You can get nice kind of sparkly cleans on there. You can make it darker or brighter really easily with the tone control, and you can push it for a kind of faux, like, I don't want to say plexi, I want to say more like a JTM 45 lower wattage style Marshall thing on there. So let's go over to channel 2. This is where the different galaxies come into play and they are indicated on the front panel. So green is assigned to channel 1 and that's your clean sound. I'm going to go back to the bridge humbucker on here now using the foot switch. I'm going to go to button number 2 on the foot switch, which as programmed gives me the blue galaxy on channel 1. That is Crunch Town. That feels so good under the fingers. It really reminds me of the normal channel on my Soldano Hot Rod 50 Plus. It's just got that like perfectly voiced Marshall-y thing with a bit of extra fairy dust on there. I'm going to use the foot switch to go to the third setting on here, which is still going to be on channel 1, but it's going to be on the purple galaxy. And this is the one that sounds the most like the lead channel on my Soldano Hot Rod 50 Plus. What I'll do is I'll let you hear the difference between the blue mode and then the purple mode. Check this out. That's just got that Soldano thing in there. It's such a nice middle ground between a super tight, say, Mark series style of high gain distortion and then, say, something a little fizzier and flubbier, like if you just took an old JCM 800 or Plexi and did a Jose mod to it. It just feels right. To me, anyway, I've been playing Soldanos for so long. So that's the purple galaxy. If I hit the little galaxy switch over here, I can then access the red mode, which kind of takes this mode and it sounds like it just boosts it right up. That is so greasy and delicious. We will hear that with some of my outboard rack effects in just a little bit because I want to test the reactive load output on this. But what's nice about this is you can foot switch between those different channels and galaxies as you like. So on the little foot switch that's supplied with the amp, I've got button 2 to give me channel 2, blue mode, then button 3 is going to give me channel 2, this time on the purple mode, and then I'm going to switch over to channel 3 on the red mode, and I've set up more gain. I could set this up as like my lead channel with a volume boost as well. This is a Greco Les Paul custom copy. Features on here worth mentioning. There's a 3-way depth switch on here. What I'm going to do is actually just pull a little bit of mid-range out of this. The amp's really mid-forward, kind of no matter where you have the mid-range. That's just kind of the Soldano thing, but I'm going to set this up for something super chunky and saturated. We'll have a listen to what that 3-way switch does. Let's have a listen to some DI tones now, and we will check out the editor while we're doing it. There is a USB port on the back of the amp, which I will admit still kind of feels a bit weird having a tube head with a USB slot. Nonetheless, this is what the editor looks like, and it's fairly straightforward. You can set the channel on here, so either channel 1, 2, or 3, and then depending on the channel you're on, you can set the Galaxy mode on there, and you can also choose to bypass the IRs if you just wanted to use that as a DI out to load in post with another plugin or run it into a modeler or something like that. Furthermore, in the editor, you've got the choice between having the display as black or the correct Soldano snakeskin over here. So I have loaded in my free IR over here. We will go to, say, channel 2 on here. I'm going to set it to the purple Galaxy mode. I'll just let you hear a couple of different IRs, and you can see as I scroll through the IRs, this little display here is mirrored on the amp. So if you want a quick visual on which IR slot you're on, you can look at that on the amp. Of course, if you're using the editor, you can tell fairly easily from the editor. So let's just hear my IR, then some of the factory choices. So there's a nice diverse selection of built-in IRs in there. Of course, you can load your own. There are several other selections you can access by hitting this little plus button over here. You can scroll through and take a look at those as well. There's kind of all the main food groups included in there with those. For me, I'm probably going to use my IR on everything and just keep it consistent, but you don't have to do that. You can basically have a different IR for every mode if that's what you want to do. Furthermore, if you get a channel and Galaxy combination along with an IR that you like, you can save those to the built-in preset slots. There's 128 presets. They are recallable via MIDI on here. For example, for MIDI program change 0, I've got channel 2, the purple Galaxy, and my IR. All I have to do is hit save on this, and I will be able to recall that by sending that MIDI program change number. Let's say we go over to MIDI program change number 1, and I want to call up channel 2 again, but I want the red Galaxy and I want this 4x12 Legend Deep Cab. I can do that as well and just hit save. Again, the IR slots are mirrored over here on the display. Now, I'm a maniac and I normally use one IR for everything. So what I'm actually going to do in here to set this amp up is I'm going to come through here and just use my custom IR on every slot. That way I can't go wrong no matter what I select. I'm really making it idiot proof. So I've loaded those in, and this way, no matter what setting I'm on when I'm running DI, I'm gonna have a consistent tone. I'll just let you hear the first couple of presets that I've got in here. I've got the gain on the second channel at around 11 o'clock, and I've got the gain on the third channel at around 1 o'clock. So this first program, again, channel 2 on the purple mode with my custom IR. Now that's obviously going to facilitate a wet, dry, wet setup if you want the 80s thing. Alternatively, you can just use that if you are someone who doesn't want to mic your cab, or again, you still want that real amp experience with all the benefits of using a modeler. All right, onto the SC245. Now I'm in drop C. Let's try some boosted chunky tones. I've got the old staple yellow SD1 on here, drive at minimum, level all the way up. Let's just hear the purple Galaxy, and then we'll hear the red one on there. I have the depth switch to the right on here, just for that extra bit of chungus. Pull up stumps right there. This video has been an absolute pleasure to put together because this does what it says on the tin. It says Soldano, it sounds like a Soldano, and if you love the Soldano tone like I do, and I'm sure a bunch of people watching this do, this is a great way to get that in a much smaller package with some awesome modern improvements on there. I would love to hear your thoughts on the tones and the features in here in the comment section below. A big thank you to Stefan and the Boutique Amps distribution team for getting me one of these so that I can try it in advance. It's been an absolute treat. And if you want to support me directly, check the video description. You can grab my free IR. You can support me on Patreon. Get some of the music that I make with my band Ragdoll. Otherwise, have a great day. Go and enjoy some greasy guitar tones. And I'll see you all next time. Cheers.